the goal is to just place this on here so that, you know, and be careful. These should be cooling now. You're not going to slide them off unless you use a lot of force, but still just kind of try and get it right. Yeah, it's still pretty hot. Let's go on this end and then just kind of line it up there a little bit, drop it. You know, it's not gonna be on, so now I'm gonna line it up a little better here. And these big squares, you know, a little bigger than the T41s. Okay, kind of going around looking at that, and I'm like, you know, that it's a little crooked. No, it's an art to, because you want to line it up the best you can. It'll maybe, if you get it pretty close. So here's what I'm gonna say, like, okay, I'm gonna kick my heat and my airflow back a little, because I don't want it, you know, this is a loose chip here. I don't want it just like, and I'll say, like, just looking at that again, I really think it should come a little more that way. Let's see here. Use our hands. Okay, a little more that way. And then square it out. And then of course there's the dot, so like the corner dot, if you're not lining that up, you're not even playing the ball game. Okay. Mississippi. I'm gonna shut up though so I can listen for the clicks. You don't always hear the click. If you get too hot or you don't get hot enough, you're not gonna hear the click. If it's not in alignment, you're not gonna hear the click. I'm just gonna, you know, pretend I'm painting it with the air though, you don't want to touch it. Okay, how are we doing? Turn up the heat, 1, 2. Turn the heat back down. I'm seeing it melt a little. So like I'm probably getting it hot enough where it may not click. I would just on that side a little hotter. Okay, let's just let that cool for a second. This is where I am going to take my phone now, and I'm going to inspect and just kind of go around and look. Like, I'm looking for, am I crossing any traces? You know, does it look pretty square? To me, this looks pretty good. I'm going to take a picture here. But, yeah, so now you gotta let it cool, of course. So I'm gonna look back over here at, yeah, before you even hook this lens up, right? makes the most sense to me to just say like, okay, and this is still gonna be pretty hot, but you got your flash chip on here. You got a couple of options. You can hook it up to power and just leave this off, and then short the flash chip and C and D message, does it register as a chip? If so, you're in good shape. Probably you can hook this all back up and it should boot stock, but now you have an unlocked chip. But then at some point you're gonna either cloner that or flash it with whatever your favorite firmware is. So I'm still just letting this cool. We're gonna take a look here. Yeah, it's still a little warm. Yeah, it's warm. Just set on its side. Maybe just set it back. Let it cool. So here, while I wait for that one to cool, here's a different one I had done. Right, so that's pretty spiffy. I've done some others of these. I've actually had a lot of success. In my opinion, I think the slightly bigger chip is easier to do than the smaller ones because it's a little easier. You got more tensile edge action, more teeth to kind of help. It's easier to tell if it's square, in my opinion. So this should be cooling. It's actually like 40 degrees out, so I'm just going to hang this out my door for a second. Cool it quicker that way. Alright, it's cooling really quick now. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm just going to, the only thing you really got to hook up to start would be this power source. So let's hook that in. And then I'm going to just, this is a USB, micro USB. So we're going to come back around and dun dun dun. Okay, so moment of truth here. Let me make this totally straightforward. Exit that. So just to start, if I run D message, okay, that's what we got going right now. Let me find the USB cable. I had one. Oh, it's plugged into the camera. Give me a second. So, USB cable here. This should work. They don't all work, but this should work. Hang on a second, and I will show you what I'm going to attempt. So need this, and okay. Alright, so what we got now